So, honey, what happened?
I don't know. Hey guys, welcome back to Professional Weekenders YouTube channel. Today we are poolside and we're going to be finding out, can a $25 leak fix really solve your pool leak problems and save you thousands of dollars? If you want to know, then stick around and find out. So let's go.
Let's go. So the supervisor, Puppy Boss, was on her perch. And she heard our neighbors close the door, so she's gonna go bark at them. Alright, so what's the plan?
Alright guys, so the deal with this stuff is, we bought this online. Basically we have a leak in our pool. It's in our waterfall there at the end, you can see. We had a professional leak expert come out. That they wanted $300 just to look at the leak. The guy came out and basically said, I know exactly where it is. It's right there, which we knew. Whenever we turn on our waterfall, we start to lose a couple inches over a 24-hour period. I mean, one time I accidentally let it run for a few days, and we were down to the skimmer line. So we don't really use the waterfall very much because of that. Basically, what they said is that the PVC pipe comes up the back side of the pool up through the concrete and does like a 90-degree bend. You can see we do have some cracks in the concrete there where the concrete has shifted, and likely that shifting of the concrete has caused a small fracture somewhere in that pipe, likely near one of the joints. So, doing a little bit of research, the same pool guy that gave us that wanted $300 just to look at it said it cost us about $5 grand to fix it. So
because they would have to do, it's a lot of manual labor to
Yeah, they would have to cut the concrete up. They'd have to jackhammer it up, fix the leak, re-pour the concrete. It's a big mess.
Yeah.
So I started looking at other options. I was thinking about, like, when you get a leak like in your car's radiator, they have the stop leak fixes. Now I know that those aren't really that great, but I figured for $25 it's worth a shot over $5 grand.
Yep.
And so I think we're actually in pretty good shape for this too, because we have sort of the ideal type of leak for this product. They say it works best on return lines because you have the pressure pushing this stuff out through the cracks, and also it works best in situations where you can't get to the leak, such as ours, which is buried under concrete. Now, if you had it in an area that's easily accessible, I'd say absolutely just go ahead and replace the pipe, do the fix the right way, and that's going to be your best bet. But because of where ours is, I don't want to jackhammer up that concrete. I don't want to cut it out, and so we're going to give this a shot. Also, if you have it on one of the suction lines, you're going to have a little bit more trouble using this sort of product because it's actually sucking the air through rather than pushing this product out. So in that case, you're going to use it a little bit differently. You would probably want to let it sit in those lines for a couple hours to give it time to cure. Also, if you have a leak anywhere else in your pool, like in the bottom, if you have a concrete pool or a liner, you can actually apply this directly to the area where you think that the leak is. They said squirt it kind of like ketchup, and it should. That's what the instructions say.
Squirt it like ketchup.
Yeah,
okay.
And leave it sit, and it should help solve those problems as well. But for ours, since ours is in the return line, what I'm going to do is we're going to actually add this directly to our suction line. We're going to leave the pump running for. The instructions are a little vague on this. I think that's because there's so many different types of leaks that you could possibly have. But I think in our case, we're going to give it about 24 hours of running continuously. This stuff is heavier than water. It's more dense than water, so it should sink to the bottom. So it should get sucked up by the main drain. We also have our pool vacuum running too to try to suck up any remainder that doesn't quite make it to the drain. And we're just going to let it run for 24 hours, and hopefully that runs through the pool system and fixes that leak, and we're going to find out. So, all right, I think first thing we want to do is maybe put together the bucket test.
Okay.
And we'll find out how much water we're losing, and if the water level doesn't go down, then we'll know that the leak is solved.
Okay.
All right.
But before we dump it in, what did you do to prepare for this?
Yeah, so the instructions do mention you want to leave this sitting in hot water for about 10 to 15 minutes. It has loosened up quite a bit since doing that. It was like more like a glue type consistency you could feel. Now it's definitely more watery. You want to give it a good number of shakes, and that's basically it. So let's go ahead and get.
So you just use like hot tap water. You didn't boil water or anything, right?
Yeah, just use hot tap water. Yeah. Cool.
And without fail, we are being oversaw by our puppy boss right there. She's decided to join us and approve the work site, but she's not giving out any accolades until we have it fixed. You ready for that?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's give it a shot. You know, I'm not sure it's going to work or not. The number of people online, you know, I've seen some pool repair companies that swear by this stuff, and they say they use it all the time. So, like I said, I think $25 gamble against a $5,000 fix, it's worth a shot.
Yep.
All right.
And if this doesn't work, what's our next option?
If it doesn't work, we're probably just not going to use the
we'll just cap
the waterfall anymore.
Yeah.
We just haven't used it really that much. We use it for special occasions when we have friends and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
come over,
yeah.
and I don't mind losing a little bit of water over a couple hours. But,
Yep. Okay.
yeah, we just don't use it constantly.
Sure. All right, let's dump it in.
All right. All right, guys, so before we put this stuff in the pool, I want to go over the changes that we made here to our pump filtration system. All right, so number one is typically the pump is set, the multi-valve here is set on filter. In this case, we set it to recirculate, so that way it bypasses the filter. We don't want to just send all that stop leak stuff, getting it clogged up in the filter. Make sure you shut off the pump before you make any adjustments here. Number two is on our pool. These are our inlets, these are our outlets. We have the inlets set to the cleaner, the vacuum, as well as the main drain. So we're going to suck up those two sides. And our outlet side, we're sending only through the side where we have the issue with the waterfall. Also, too, our pump is a variable speed pump. So it does change RPMs throughout the day based on the settings. But for this case, we went ahead and put it to full speed, and we're going to run it for 24 hours straight. So make sure you make those adjustments. Check your user's manual on how you want to do that for your own pump if you have a variable speed pump. If you have a regular speed pump, you don't have to worry about it. Alright, so that's going to do it for here. Let's go ahead and start putting stuff in the pool. Alright, and one last thing I forgot to mention was if you do have a salt cell, I think it's probably a good idea to take it out. It doesn't say it's necessary because it should stay in suspension, but there's a lot of little cavities in there. I think it'd probably be better off to take it out. So in our case, even though ours doesn't work yet, I'm still a project in place. We do have a bypass salt cell entered in there. It's just clear pipe. You can buy one of these bypasses off of Amazon. They're a couple bucks. They're not too expensive. Easy to install and take out, and they fit perfectly right where the salt cells should be. So let's go ahead and get it put in the pool.
This is like the most awkward angle ever, but I guess we're doing it.
All right.
So what are we doing?
All right, so you should dump this. This is not for you. It says keep away from pets and children.
Liberty. She's just approving it to make sure it's safe. She wants to know where your gloves are. How can we not let it ring? Your safety goggles.
Doing the safety
Where's your
swim.
safety vest? Yeah. All right.
Well, anyways, so they say you should dump this into the return line, into the skimmer. But since we have this pool vacuum here, it's pretty easily accessible. I don't want to have to switch lines, make sure that all this gets through, and we're going to use the pool vacuum to suck it back up anyways. We're going to dump it directly into the vacuum.
All right, so you're separating the vacuum. Not going to get any water in the line, or any air in the line.
A little possible anyway.
Alright, so you're just going to dump it right in.
Yeah, and you can put it right under the water because it's denser than water.
Yeah.
Gets sucked right in there. Can you see it?
Yep.
It says add it slowly, so.
Okay.
Direction we're going.
Okay. So
yeah, and I forgot to mention too, we do have the filter bypassed.
Okay.
So you don't want to run this through your filter. And we have all of our outlets back to the pool just come through the one side where we have the issue.
Okay. So all of the other jets are turned off except for the fountain. Gotcha.
Yep. And we're running the inlet on the vacuum here and on the main drain. So
you're gonna pour the whole bottle in?
Yeah. So they do say you don't want to use more than a bottle on 5,000 gallons of water. Our pool is about 12,000 gallons. Mm-hmm. So I think that the one bottle is good for up to 25,000.
You think?
Yeah, that's what the instructions said.
Okay.
I did buy 2 bottles already prematurely just in case. Mm-hmm. Maybe we need a second application.
Yep.
But if this ends up being too much as well, once the leak is fixed, you can just backwash this, or actually waste it out, back out to your pool's waste pump anyway. So
okay. All right.
That's the plan.
Cool. It's back on our perch. Not even giving us the time of day. All right. So now all that has been dispensed. Your
vacuum cleaner hooked back up.
Hooking the cleaner back up, or the vacuum cleaner back up. Okay. Now what?
Well, now we let it do its thing. We want to make sure that it stays in circulation, so every few hours come out here and check on it. And if it needs to, we'll have to maybe push it towards the drain or just try to move the vacuum cleaner over there.
Okay.
Like I did mention, we're going to set up the bucket test. So let's go ahead and get that prepared, and that'll help us monitor the progress on our leak.
Okay, so Puppy Boss, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think this is going to be the cheap fix? No? Yes? You think so? I hope so, because we don't want to spend $5,000 on a new pool thing, do we? It's a lot of kibble. Alright. Good talk. Good talk.
Alright guys, if you're not familiar with the bucket leak test, this is how it works. We have a bucket.
We got a bucket, okay.
Yeah. So we put a brick in there to hold it down. We set the bucket on top of our steps here, and we filled the water in the level in the bucket to match the water level in the pool. So now, if the water level in the pool goes down, we should see that the water level in the bucket will be higher than what's in the pool, and we'll know that our leak still exists. If the water level in the bucket and the water level in the pool stay the same, then our leak is stopped.
Okay.
Now, and the reason why this is so good too is because this can take out the evaporation factor as well. So the bucket and the pool should evaporate at the same rate, so you don't have to worry about trying to guess whether or not evaporation was the cause of your pool levels going down.
Did we measure the water line outside and inside?
Outside and inside of what?
The bucket.
We can see it.
Okay.
You can see when it's the same.
Right. Okay. It just looks like there's more water in the bucket than there is on the outside.
When you could see it.
Oh, okay.
That's the way the sun. You know,
oh, okay. So it's okay. It's a sun
yeah,
thing
so
then.
You
Okay,
can
gotcha.
measure it, but you could see it when I was filling it up. That
oh, the water line on the
difference
outside.
in the color of
Okay,
the water,
okay.
of the blue. Yeah.
Okay, just from where I'm standing, it looks like there's more water in the bucket than there is in the pool.
They're
Okay.
the same height.
Okay, good job.
If you give it like a little shake, you can kind of see the light coming through.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, cool.
All right.
Okay.
So that's that. Let's go ahead and check on how this is doing over here.
Okay. I don't know. Does the water look cloudy to you?
Yeah, it's probably going to be cloudy.
Okay, so I wasn't crazy when I said that earlier.
Because of the suspension, I believe that those dark spots you see on the bottom there too.
Yeah.
I think that's a stop leak as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I think it's a good idea to have this vacuum running and hopefully it sucks it all up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can kind of see a dark spot kind of forming underneath the waterfall.
Yeah, that spot right there.
Yeah. But since we're already here and I see that, I'm going to go ahead and just push some of that back to the main drain.
Okay.
Keep it in circulation.
Now, are we worried about the main drain getting clogged?
No.
No. Why?
It'll stay in circulation. It should go right through the pump. So the only thing you really got to worry about is your filter, which we already bypassed. Right, and then they say it should be fine for if you have one of those salt water cells.
Yeah.
It should be fine for that because it should stay in suspension. But even though ours doesn't work, we went ahead and removed it anyway.
Yeah, just to be safe. Yeah. Okay.
As well as you want to make sure you clean out your pump, clean out your filters.
Regularly.
Filter in the pump.
Yeah.
So get all the leaves out of there so it doesn't stick in there.
Okay. So Lewis fixing the leak is part of a bigger renovation we are doing out here. So we are going to have a company come out to replace the. It's not the lining. What is it? I guess like the finish of the pool.
You're gonna resurface it, yeah.
Yeah. So do a pool resurface.
It's like a concrete base, but I forget what they call the stuff over top of it. There's a special term for that, but yeah, they're gonna sand. Rip all that off and replace it.
Yep.
Surface on there.
Yep. And then put new tiles in. So we're gonna have a company come out and do that, and then also have a company come out to fix the like the cracks in the decking here. So whenever we bought the house, we knew this was something that we were going to have to update and fix. So hopefully in the next few weeks, you guys will see a little bit of the renovation, and we're going to DIY as much as we can. And this is step one.
A couple months, actually, I think.
Oh, a couple months? Oh, okay.
I think it's going to be about a month before we can get the pool done.
Yeah.
And a few weeks after that.
Okay.
Maybe in about 2 months we'll have a whole new pool.
Okay, cool. So Lewis is just scrubbing the bottom of the pool to push back all of the contents of that bottle to the main drain to make sure that everything is circulating through appropriately. So hopefully this is going to be a fix for us. Oh, and the reason why we are getting the pool refinished is because apparently every like 10 years or so you're supposed to do it anyway. This pool is, I believe, 20 years old, and I don't think the previous owners did that. So we think this is like the original everything. So as you can see, like that spot in the corner is kind of just where it's, you know, like the finish needs to be reapplied, and those darker spots in the pool, we've tried everything. We've scrubbed them, we've bleached it, we've put chemicals in it, everything we could possibly do to get those spots up, and they're just not coming. So that's just another indicator that the pool needs to be refinished.
The next day.
Alright guys, so it's the next day and I came out here to take a look at it, and honestly I don't even need the bucket test to tell that it has dropped significantly. I came out here about midnight and I could see, you know, based just on there, you know, the water height was about halfway up that you know, outlet. Now it's near the bottom of the tiles. So I've lost about 4 inches of water. I did come out about midnight and I lowered the pressure on the waterfall here, thinking that maybe it was just too high a pressure and that things were just getting blown out. But even since doing that, it still seems to have continued to have dropped. This is what we're dealing with here. This stuff here in the bottom of the pool, that is the stop leak. So you can see it's kind of like a blackish, darkish color at this point. I think it's kind of starting to pick up some dirt. But basically the vacuum is doing a decent job of kind of keeping it in circulation. Whenever I see it kind of pile up like this every few hours, I'm just grabbing my my brush here and just pushing it back in. I'm hoping that maybe the lower pressure on the waterfall will kind of keep it, you know, keep it from blowing right past the leak. But so far we're not really seeing much progress. So you can see once you kind of give it a little bit of push, it starts to disintegrate. Again, it would be pretty much impossible to find, but I think it kind of puts it back into solution, and like I said, it's kind of heavier than the water, so it should kind of move over there towards those drains, just giving it a little bit of push. I did keep the pump running full speed though, because I wanted to keep the vacuum and the main drain going at full suction. So in order to lower the pressure here, I had to open up the regular valves around the pool, the regular jets at full pressure. So we got this one here about 25% open, and the other 4 open fully. So keep at it, and we'll give you an update as we go. All right, guys. So it's been another couple days since I've last filled the pool, and it really hasn't been a top priority for me. But anyways, we're back out here at the pool, so let's check out and see what's going on. So you can see there at the bottom of the pool, that's all of the stop leak stuff. It's still in the pool. So it looks like it's still probably all about the same. I think it stays kind of water soluble, so if we kind of mix it up with the brush here, it should start to kind of dissipate a bit. Yeah, just disintegrates right back into the water. So I want to go ahead and keep trying a little bit more now that I have a little bit more water in the pool. Again, I want to try this with low pressure on that, just like I did before. I'm going to see if it makes any kind of difference. Alright, so it's probably pretty tough to tell, but we get it on super low pressure. The water is just dribbling out of the waterfall. The vacuum cleaner is not running. Alright guys, so it's another day. We did get quite a bit of rainfall the other day. We had about 4 inches of extra rain in the pool, which is good. That gives us extra water here to work with. But unfortunately, I still don't think that the leak is fixed yet. So we're going to go ahead and dump a second bottle in there and see how this goes today. So to get this put in, we're going to put maybe a little bit more water diverted towards the waterfall where the issue is, and we'll monitor it throughout the day.
So other than adding a second bottle of that stuff, anything else we're changing to our process?
So it's less pressure than when we first started. When we first started, I was running the pump full blast on that one outlet. Like I said, I'm kind of concerned that maybe it was all just pushing it right past the leak. So, you know, in the last few days I have lowered the pressure anyways, but
Yep.
I'm going to try it again with another brand new full bottle.
Okay. It's going in. And
You can see it kind of flowing in there, right?
yeah. Yeah. Alright, and that's going on. Alright.
Alright, so we've adjusted the pressure on the waterfall. As you see, the pump is running at full speed, but we've opened up the valves on the regular outlets, so that only about 25% of the pressure is going back through the waterfall. You can see it's fairly low right now. I'm hoping that that'll allow the sealant to get stuck in the cracks and fill them up, rather than before. I think maybe it was just pushing all through. So with that running now and the pump going, we do have some black spots in the bottom of the pool. You can see that's where the old stuff is. You know, it's started to accumulate dirt. So we're just going to give that a quick push with the brush, and it should disintegrate and kind of move again back towards the drains. Alright guys, so a little bit of time has passed since we last spoke. Obviously, we're still in the middle of our major pool renovation. We've got a company working with us to basically redo the entire pool. But we wanted to wrap up this video here about the about trying to fix the leak in the system. So, did it work? Short answer is no, it didn't. Is there anything you could do to maybe try to make it work better? Probably not. Was it worth a shot? Absolutely, because it was about $5,000 with the estimate they gave us if they wanted to try to fix this leak. I think for the $50 we spent on the stuff, it was definitely worth a shot. Your mileage may vary. There were some positive reviews on Amazon. We may try it again one more time because, you know, again, for $25 or so, maybe it's worth it. But honestly, we didn't notice any difference at all in the leak. You know, I thought we had maybe the best shot at doing this because it was a return line. But really, running the fountain, the water would continue to drop. So, it didn't work for us. I don't think it'll work for you. I don't think this works at all. But some people on Amazon have said that it did. So
as far as a pool update, we have beautiful new tile with a silver grout in here. They stamped out some of the areas where there were, I guess, bubbles, and they will be coming to spray next week. So hopefully by the end of next week we might have a new pool. I'll put you in it.
yeah, okay. That's going to do it for us today. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe. Let us know, have you ever tried anything like this? Did it work for you? And we'll see you next weekend.
You know what you're going to say?
I'm trying to think of it. I had an idea, but...
Okay, well, I'll turn it off.
Let's go.
Are you sure you're ready?
We're just going live.
Alright.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
We put a brick in there to hold it down, and basically we filled the water in the bucket.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, I moved the camera. Go ahead. Alright, you're going to have to talk loud because I'm going to need a lot of water.
Alright, guys, so before we put this... Stop laughing.
You're just cute when you make mistakes sometimes.
Yeah. You're awfully close.
Well, you're very tall.
Is that how close you want to be?
Yeah. And you're closer. Okay.